Morning, guys. How are you? Thank you for joining me again on Friday morning. I have to be honest with you. I kind of struggled doing this one. Let me start over here as I'm getting this going. Excuse me. You always get nervous when you cough now with everything that's going on. At least I do. But anyways, I have to be honest with you. I kind of struggled a little bit this morning getting this going, what I was going to talk about. You know, sometimes I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I really don't. But I want it to be beneficial. And then I go through these mind games of, well, if it isn't beneficial, if it isn't of value, you know, you maybe shouldn't do it. And then I think to myself, well, you know, it may be valuable what you say to somebody else. You know, they may understand it or they may need it during this time. So sometimes I do struggle. I struggle with it. It's hard. But listen, when I commit to something, when I say I'm going to go live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm going to go live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I may be a little behind. And a lot of times, guys, the reason why I'm behind is because I haven't fully figured out what it is that I'm going to talk about. And I want to make sure that it's something of value to you. And I want to make sure it kind of speaks to my heart. I don't want to say anything that doesn't speak to my heart. So, you know, the title, what I talked about, this quote that I heard, the greatest prison people live in is the fear of what other people think. That is such a powerful, powerful, powerful statement. The greatest prison people live in is the fear of what other people think. And you really have to look at that. And, you know, I talked about this probably, gosh, I don't know, maybe 2.5, 3 years ago. And sometimes that's what I do when I don't have topics. I kind of go through my past notes of things that I talked about and bring them back up. And it's so true, guys. We think so highly on what other people think about us. And with that, it is a prison because we almost filter the things that we are going to do or the things that we want to say or the things that we want to share or the things that we want to pursue or the things that we want to try to achieve in our life. It always seems to go through the filter of what are other people going to think? What if I don't succeed? What if it doesn't work out? What if people, you know, laugh? Or what if people, you know, really see who I am or really see that I can't get it done? And it's amazing. It's amazing that if we are able to somehow get out of that prison, somehow pull ourselves out of the fear of worrying what other people would say or what other people think, and if we can have that, I guess those walls come down from the prison, right? We can just have the walls come down and we can just go ahead and pursue what it is that we want to pursue. You know, love who we want to love, you know, be the person that is really in our heart, right? And we can just go and do the things we want to do, you know. It's crazy. I mean, it's the simplest thing, guys. Listen, this is something that I struggle with my whole life. I'm sure I'm not the only one. But, you know, growing up in a household that was pretty rough, that was pretty challenging, where I didn't feel seen, I didn't feel noticed, I didn't feel, you know, what we talked about the other day with Brene Brown is connected, right? Where you feel seen, valued, and heard, those three things. So what you do is then you I don't know if overcompensate is the right word, but you're always trying to get that approval, right? And everything is based on how others will see you or how that approval may or may not come. So everything is then very calculated. So I'm just being very authentic, very raw, very genuine with you here. But I think that's so true. And we have to watch that. We have to be aware of that. Because when we do that, it puts, like I said, that little bit of resistance in what it is that we want to do, right? Sometimes we can't break out of that. We can't break out into our full self because we're too worried about what other people may think. And one of the things that if we want to move forward and we want to be the person all those different things. It's crazy. Mark, what do you say? I want to reach as many times. It isn't even whether other people are actually thinking. We assume what other people think. Yeah, and it puts you into prison. It's so true. We assume so much of that, right? I mean, assuming is when you assume, you make an ass of you and me. I don't know if that's relevant. I remember my dad used to tell me that or something. I don't even know if it's like I said, if it is relevant. But it's true. Everything, when you talk about that, Mark, everything is made up in our head, right? They may not even be thinking that. More than likely, they're not even thinking about that at all whatsoever. More than likely, they're probably thinking about their self and maybe their own issues, and maybe you could move forward in a source of inspiration for them by not really caring what other people think. And now that doesn't mean in any way be a jerk or this and that, but really moving forward in your authentic self, doing the things that you want to do, that you could do, loving, serving, caring, being kind, really going out there, pursuing, like I said, the passions in your heart, all those different things. But we get worried. I like this quote. It says, "The greatest fear in the world is of the opinion of others. And the moment you are unafraid of the crowd, you are no longer a sheep. You become a lion. A great roar arises in your heart, the roar of freedom." That is such a good quote. When we no longer become afraid, at the moment you become unafraid of the crowd, you are no longer a sheep. You're a roaring lion. And I think that's so powerful. If you think about that, okay, so maybe this is a good analogy. I don't think a lion walks around wondering what other people are thinking. I don't think a lion walks around getting worried about what the other animals are thinking about him, or her, whatever it may be. I think a lion just goes and does what it needs to do and gets it done. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that's a great analogy. I like this one too. It says, "The unhappiest people in this world are those who care most about what other people think." Those are the unhappiest people in the world, those who care more about what other people think. Now you have to be self-aware. You have to have self-awareness. You have to be loving and kind. You just don't go around and be a jerk and do whatever the hell you want to do. I'm not saying that in any way, shape, or I'm not saying that. But the thing is when we care more about what other people think, and it holds us back from something that we want to pursue, or who we want to be in our heart, or the things that we could possibly share, the value that we could give to this world. I mean, hopefully this is a value to you, but I could be too worried, or I could say, you know what, gosh, I don't know what I'm going to say today. I don't think I have too much to say. It's not going to be good. People are going to just not watch, and they'll be like, gosh, that Damon Roy, he's kind of, I mean, I could say all these things and then not do it. But I'm just like, you know what? I can't worry about what other people think. People are going to maybe get value out of this or not. If anything, I'm getting value out of it because it's what I want to do. It's what I want. I feel good when I share. I'm going to feel good. I get to meet with, how many agents am I meeting with today? At 9:30, I'm getting to meet with 5 or 6 different real estate agents today for an hour, sitting down, just talking about life. I am pumped. I'm excited to do that. That's what I love to do. But I also understand too that I love to do this. I love to share. So it's important for me to share like this in the morning, get these things, out, because I said I was going to do it. And then I can go through the rest of the day without worrying about, oh my gosh, I didn't do what I said I was going to do because I was kind of worried about I didn't have anything valuable to say. So that's kind of how it works too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to end here. I'm going to end here about 10 minutes. You can't worry. Thank you. Adrian, how are you doing? Hopefully you're doing good. The greatest prison people live in. I'm going to end with these. I just want to end with these three quotes right here because I think they're powerful. Hopefully you'll get them. The greatest prison people live in is the fear of what other people think. Okay? Think about that, guys. Social media, we're always on social media, and everybody looks so much better than us, right? You look at everybody's life, that'll get you bummed out, and that'll get you depressed. It's like, oh my gosh, maybe, so be aware of that too. I don't know why I just said that. The greatest fear in the world is of the opinions of others. And the moment you are unafraid of the crowd, you are no longer a sheep. You become a lion. A great roar arises in your heart, the roar of freedom. It's like I said, that prison walls come down when we don't worry about what other people think. And we just go out there and we love and we serve, we be a good person, we share a heart, we're open to free, to love others. You know, so much relationships, that's what it is, right? So much relationships, we worry about the other person. So this is me, this is what I'm guilty of in my relationship, right? I try to, and I'm gonna say this word, don't get mad at me please, but manipulation. I was very, very bad at manipulating. Everything that would come out of my mouth, it would be geared or structured a certain way for then an end result that I desired. Now this is because I'm kind of good with words and whatever it may be, right? And because I was worried what the other person would think. So everything was too much up in here as opposed to in here. When I could just do and say the things to my spouse, or do the things and say the things to my kids that I maybe wanted to say, there was always some kind of calculation mixed in it. And that's part of it too. That's part of being worried about what other people would think. And then I'll end with this quote: the unhappiest people in this world are those who care most about what other people think. So I'll end it right here, guys. My encouragement to you is go out there and don't worry about what other people think. Okay, to start living from your heart, to start pursuing the things that you want to pursue, right? Because when you're in a prison, really you're not progressing, you can't move forward. And those things that we think that we're going to fail in, those things that we think we're going to, and we may fail in them, but unless we fail, unless we try, we can't progress or move forward. You're never going to know. There's so many destinations, there's so many places, there's so many things that people miss out on and never experience in life because they never have the courage to take the risk in the first place, to begin it. We talked about that. Your life either shrinks or it expands in the amount of, I guess, courage that an individual takes, or the amount of risk that an individual takes, right? And when you take that risk and that courage and those steps, you have to not be worried about what other people think. So I hope that helps, guys. I'm out. Have a great, great Friday. Share this video if you think it would help. I needed to share. I saw a couple hearts coming on this one on my Mindset Minute thing. That helps. I think, like, when you heart it, when you like it, when you do all those things, I help it gets more views. So I appreciate you guys and your support. And I do care what you think, but it's not going to hold me back. Hopefully it'll spur me forward to continue this. So have a good day, guys. Bye.